Welcome back to Game Talk from the Bench. I'm your host, Drew Brito. Today I'm here with my guest, Andrew Brito, and today we're going through a little bit of a mix. We're going to be talking some NBA stuff and some NFL stuff. But to start us off, last night, March 13th, right? Yeah, March 13th, Steph Curry hit 4,000 three-pointers made. Obviously, every three he makes is history, but that's a big milestone, especially since the next guy close to him, James Harden's only at I think it's James Harden. He's only at 3,100 threes, so big accomplishment for Curry. I mean, were you watching that game last night against the Kings?
Yeah, I was watching it. I think he got one early, right, and then he didn't. Uh, and then when there's something like that on the line, another milestone. It seems like when we're talking about Curry, it's like every game there's something. There's something. Seven threes in a game or whatever it may be. He always has something to watch. So yeah, I was paying close attention. He got one in the first half, and they were just, you saw the game. They're grabbing him, holding him. They were, a lot of times looked like they were fouling him, but he still managed to hit it and get that second one. Actually, I think he only hit two, right?
Yeah,
Just
he
enough
went
for the record.
he went 2 for 6. Yeah, the Kings definitely were guarding him like, hey, we don't want you to have it on us, because
Yeah,
that's what it looked like. They were face guarding him. They were following him everywhere, and obviously, yeah, obviously he's inevitable. He's gonna hit his threes. But I mean,
yeah,
the way they regarded him, they let everyone else score. I mean, they blew him out by almost like 30 last night. I mean,
yeah,
they got Jonathan Kuminga back last night. He was on a minute restriction. I think he played 20 minutes and he dropped 18 points. I mean, that Warriors team is looking dangerous every game. Ever since the
yeah.
Jimmy Butler trade,
The
they
Kings, they tried everything they could, right? They they threw they're double teaming Curry at the top of the key right off the bat, and it's like we don't really see that a lot in the NBA, right? Just take away that guy from the
yeah,
3 point line because he's about to bury you.
you really don't. I mean, teams throw everything they can to try to slow him down and stop him, but he'll still get his points. He'll still score. And then it just opens up everything else for everyone else. Draymond led the team last night in scoring. He had
Right.
23. I mean, he was knocking down threes. Gary Payton's been playing great. Like I said, Kuminga came back, dropped 18. I mean, Jimmy and Steph, they combined for 17 points last night, and they end up still winning by 20 plus. I mean, that just shows you how great of a team the Warriors are. Even when their two best guys aren't scoring, I mean, they still have seven other guys that could put up 10 plus. I mean, Moses Moody's been playing great. Like I said, Draymond had 23, coming at 18. Quentin Post is dropping close to 10 a game. Kevon Looney's great contributor. Guy Santos is in there as well. Gary Payton, Buddy Hield almost had 20 points last night. So I mean, the Warriors team is looking great, but I mean, it's just a big accomplishment for Steph. In one of our last episodes, we were talking about if he deserves to be in the GOAT conversation. LeBron just hit 50,000 points, which is big for him. But I mean, 4,000 threes is huge for Curry. I mean, do you think that adds a little more to that resume of his?
Yeah, it's good to hear that he's getting that recognition now of being in that GOAT conversation. Shaq last night was telling Charles, hey, give that man his due, respect that man. You know what he's all about. And Steve Kerr was also publicly stating that, he's the greatest from a skill standpoint. He was talking about as far as the skills, Curry's the greatest player to play in the NBA. As far as that, you talk about LeBron James, Michael Jordan. He even mentioned Wilt Chamberlain. How those guys, they do it a different way, right? They're muscling their way in there. They're taking the hack from two guys, in the paint or whatever it is, driving to the basket. And Kerr does it, unconventional way. Like you said, he's getting double teamed right as soon as he gets to the half court line. And yeah, no, I see. I know people are saying, do you think he'll hit 5,000? I listen, number 30. I wouldn't say he can't do anything because
Yeah,
he'll stick it
and
in your face and he'll do it.
yeah, he could definitely hit it. The question is, does he want to play for that long to hit it? 'Cause, he's getting up there in age. He just turned 37 today. Obviously still playing at an elite high level. Obviously he still brings a bunch of attention to him when he's on the court. But like you brought up Steve Kerr, and last night with his win, Steve Kerr tied Al Adels for the most regular season coaching victories in franchise history. I believe the number is somewhere in the high 500s. But yeah, big accomplishment for Steve Curry, and obviously Steve Curry is the has the best 3-point percentage of all time, I believe. And he
Oh, I
coaches.
bet. Yeah,
Yeah, and he only has I think 700 makes, and he coaches the guy who's got 4,000 makes. So I think that's pretty cool. Obviously
and
they
it's
didn't. St-
understandable. It's understandable how he talks highly of Curry because hey, Curry's responsible for having
yeah,
these rings and all these wins, and he'll be the first to tell you like he's just thankful, to have coached that guy that Curry and all the greats that Draymond's and the Clays and all those guys who contributed to all these wins that he's been getting since he became a head coach.
yeah. Kerr always praises Steph. Even during the Olympics when they won gold medal, he was praising him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
and just like you said though, you could double team Curry right now. The Warriors are hot. What are they, 9-1? The last 10 games, I believe they won
yeah.
six in a row.
They're in 6 in a row right now.
6 in a row, 13-1 with Jimmy Butler, right? I mean, we're gonna keep and it opens up. They're gonna double team Curry. Then yeah, Moses Moody's just been playing great, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Moses
him starting.
Moody.
He's been great. I think they got to keep starting him. They have had a great. I think they're 16-1 when he starts. I mean, I think
Oh
they got to
wow,
keep starting him. But they just got Kuminga back. He's a
yeah,
20 point per game
yeah.
scorer. I think you got to take him out, come bring him off the bench so he could just be explosive. I mean, the Warriors that Warriors team just has so many threats. I mean, obviously, Buddy Hield, he's a little bit on and off. Sometimes he's a little bit inconsistent, but some games where he'll catch fire and he'll just knock down a couple threes
And
and put
that's
up
it. Yeah.
15. Yeah, and then boom, the other team's down 10. Cause I remember I was at the Warriors game on Monday, and I remember
Oh
I
yeah, that's
knew
right. Portland. Right?
yeah against Portland. I remember I was like, oh, you only need 7, and oh man, he got to 5, and then at the end of the fourth quarter's winding down, and he
Yeah.
missed a couple, and I was like, oh
Oh, he tried to, right? At least
yeah,
he
he
tried.
tried to,
I
he
think he
tried
knew.
to,
I think he knew you were there, and he got 5 real quick ones,
yeah.
and then the other two. I did see that he was. I think he might have even grazed the net on one of them, or maybe
Yeah,
airballed it.
yeah
He
he
was trying.
airballed like one of his last ones. He was like had a good look from the corner that
Yeah.
thing just rimmed out. But yeah, but that was one of the games where like Buddy Hield, he had like 20. Gary Payton had like career high 26. I mean,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
so they're a hot team. They got a lot of depth, and they're looking scary for the Western Conference. I mean, they got a lot of experience. They got veterans. They got young guys. I mean, they're gonna be a tough team to beat in 7 games.
Yeah, and they don't. They really don't fear any of these guys that are ahead of them. Rockets, Lakers, Nuggets, Grizzlies. I mean, you're talking 7 games, like you said. I mean, uh, there'll be a battle. There'll be a 7 game series kind of thing, and they have a lot more experience than those teams ahead of them, and they just got to hold off the Clippers, which I think that they have maybe 2 games or a game and a half ahead of the Clippers right now. So yeah, they're just trying to stay out of that play-in. That way they can get a seeding that guarantees them to get a series going. But yeah, no, this is just all plus. It kind of Curry. This Curry gets the second All Star MVP this year. He gets the 4,000 3 pointers. He's a GM now to Davidson.
Yeah, he is the GM now,
And
dudes.
then there's a question mark. What's next? It kind of reminds me of the 2021-22 season. When he became that all-time three-point leader. He also won his 4th ring, Finals MVP, graduated from college. So
He won the All Star Game
uh,
MVP that year as well.
yeah. So I mean, it's just
I mean, things
we'll
are things
see.
are lining up, but obviously they were the third seed last in 22. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll get up that high. I mean, I think they could get like to the fourth seed, if that maybe. Um, but yeah, there'll definitely be a team to beat 7 seeds. But on the Eastern Conference, I mean, we're talking about teams that are high. I mean, the Cleveland Cavaliers have only lost 10 games
Is
this
that crazy
season.
or what? I
That
mean,
is unbelievable. I mean, think about it. The
it,
Warriors only lost 9 games in
is
what
any
2016. 2015,
Yeah,
2016.
2016, right?
And like
And
these
these,
Cavs are 55-10. I mean, how many
right.
games are left? 18? No,
and
14?
they and they have they
17?
have
Yeah.
15 game winning streak, 55-10. I mean, aside from Cleveland, everybody in Cleveland, is anybody else talking about these guys? I mean, they should be talking about this is impressive.
I
I mean,
mean,
I know
yeah.
usually you want to hear Celtics, Knicks, Giannis, Pacers, but watch out. These Cavaliers don't look like they're not losing to the teams that are in front of them. So we'll
No,
see what
they
happens.
they definitely are, and I don't think they're gonna. I mean, they have big name players. They got Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. But they don't have when you think of Cleveland, you probably think of LeBron, right?
Yeah.
But they don't have like a big name guy like that. Like you said, the Celtics, they got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Knicks got Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges. I mean, but this Cavs
Yeah.
team, they've got talent. They got a deep bench. They got guys coming off the bench who are just putting up points, and they are a good team. I mean, they're 38-7 in the conference. I mean, they're 30-4 at home, 25-6 away. Like
They
you said,
mean
on a
business. I
15-game win
like it.
streak. I mean,
When you're winning that many games, I mean, yeah, yeah, people better start paying attention because I know looks like they're strong leader to be in the finals there.
yeah, and I mean they beat I think Boston twice so far this year. They beat the Knicks. I mean, when you only lose 10 games, it's really like, okay, who's gonna beat you in 7 games, right? Like, who's gonna beat you four
Yeah.
times? That's gonna be tough. Obviously, it's doable. Any given team can win. We've seen worse upsets, but they are gonna be a tough team to beat.
It seems like it was just yesterday. They had LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin
Kevin
Love.
Love,
I
Tristan
mean,
Thompson, J.R. Smith, yeah.
yeah, weren't they supposed to go? Have a few years of playing lousy basketball. I get it, but the trade, Donovan Mitchell trade, and then the drafting of young players like Garland and Mobley. I'm seeing they also Jared Allen. Looks like they got some other guys here that I read. DeAndre Hunter. Yeah, Max Strus. They got some players here. Ty Jerome. He's a former Warrior.
Yeah, former Warrior, and he's actually balling out for Cleveland. I think people are saying he should be sixth man of the year or even most improved player of the year. I mean, he's coming off the bench for that Cleveland team, and he's putting in the work. I mean, obviously they have former Warriors assistant coach Kenny Atkinson as their
Oh,
head
that's right.
coach,
I keep
and
forgetting about that, but that explains a lot.
yeah, coming from Steve Kerr, obviously he's gonna bring a winning team. The same thing happened to Mike Brown. Mike Brown left Steve Kerr. What did he do? He took the Kings to the 3 seed in the West. And yeah,
Right. Yeah.
Kenny Atkinson. Obviously, I would probably say the East. I mean, East is probably an easier conference than the West. I mean, it's been like that for I don't know how long. But yeah, he's dominating right now. He's obviously leading them to the first seed. I don't think they're gonna lose enough games for the Celtics to beat up. But yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
run the
that's already,
playoffs.
yeah, that's 8 games. Yeah, eight
Yeah,
games
with
the
17
Cavs
left,
have on that.
or yeah,
Yeah,
they're not losing 8 or 17. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, they're
it's something
gonna
like that.
the play.
I'm not good at the number there.
Yeah, the playoffs are gonna run through Cleveland. Just a matter of who and if anyone will beat them in a 7 game series. Otherwise, they are probably title frontrunners. Which is crazy to say because when you think of like I said, when you think of Cleveland, you think of LeBron. Last LeBron won for Cleveland, but ever since then, they haven't won. I mean, they were good back in the 80s when they played MJ. I think that was
But
about they were good then.
yeah,
They went to
I'd have to think about that one. Yeah, for me, immediately it goes to LeBron, and then after that, I mean, yeah, I'd have to go bring up my encyclopedia the last time they were, relevant in the league. But
yeah.
this is Kenny Atkinson. This is his first year too, right? Isn't it?
I think it is. I believe it is his first year as head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yes.
Yeah, because I know he was supposed to take a job with the Charlotte Hornets,
Yes, he was,
right?
and then he was like, I'm gonna stay another year with Golden State, and he stayed last year, and then this year, this past summer, a good job opportunity opened up, and he took it. So good for him though. Good for him.
Yeah, probably that was probably would be a little bit. Well, it is a better opportunity, right, with the talent that he had
Yeah,
on that team when he took over, opposed to like Charlotte, which was definitely like, hey, rebuilding. We're going to need to get some free agents here, and we got a
yeah.
couple young guys, but not like
I mean, they have
Mobley
Lamelo Ball,
and
but yeah, they don't have a bunch of big name guys like Cleveland does.
yeah.
So
But it's interesting. Yeah, it'll be good.
yeah, definitely will be good. I would love to. Honestly, it'd be cool to see them in the finals. Like I said, when they were in the finals, it was with LeBron. They were there in '07 when LeBron was, or was it? Yeah, they were there with '07 with LeBron, and then back then with LeBron from 2014, 15 through 2018. So now they're there, but without LeBron. So that'll be a cool thing to see. It just be hopefully just good matchups in the playoffs and good finals. And, that's all you could ask for. Obviously, you want your home team to win. Whatever fan you are, you want your team to win. But obviously, only one
Yeah,
team does. So just looking for a good matchup. But
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we're gonna switch over to some NFL news. For those you don't know, Cooper Cup was released by the Rams. So Wednesday was the start of the new year for the NFL season. So everything got confirmed, all the free agent signings, all the trades, they all went through, and the Rams signed Devontae. He's official. They released Cooper Cup, and with a lot of teams involved, today he finally made the decision, and he's going to an NFC West opponent. He's going to Seattle. He signs a 1-year deal, $14 million, and now he's gonna be playing the Rams twice a year. And you think he
Yeah, ain't
kind
that
of did?
something?
You think he?
He had to go to that division
Yeah, you think
or
he
stay in that
did that
division.
purposely?
Yeah, I think so. He, probably didn't end well. I mean, he was due a lot of money, right? I think it was about 20 million left on his contract. They tried to trade him, like you said, it didn't work out, and uh, so they went ahead and released him. And Seattle, who was looking for a receiver after DK Metcalf, he took off to the Steelers. They released Tyler Lockett, and after
Yeah.
that, pretty young. They got younger receivers on their squad
Yeah,
now,
all
and
they
so
had
they,
was I think like Jackson Smith and Jigba and then Jake Bobo. But yeah, two young
yeah,
guys. Obviously Jackson
right.
Smith and Jigba is a great receiver, but you're gonna need some more talent for around him, especially
You,
for
you
Sam
need that.
Darnold.
You need that veteran leadership
Slot
too. I
guy.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, even he had even his off year last year. He still had 710 yards, 6 touchdowns, which is it's funny. It's almost. I was looking at Devontae Adams' stats. It was almost the same. Devontae is a little bit more on the yards, um, but it's pretty similar. So we'll see how this works out. But yeah, no, this is a key weapon for Sam Darnold, especially him in a new offense, a new team, fresh starts.
Yeah. Obviously, I mean when you look at Cooper Cup stats, obviously they're pretty good, but they're not like outstanding. Obviously in 2019 he had almost 1,200 receiving yards. He had 10 touchdowns, and obviously we all know in 2021 when they won the Super Bowl, he almost had 2,000 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns. I mean, that's when they gave him that contract extension. But since then, I mean, he hadn't cracked 1,000 yards. I mean, he had 822, 723, and then 700 again in 24. So I mean, obviously they saw the fall off of production, and
Well, he
they
he he ended up spoiling them though, right? In the 2021, he spoiled them with that triple crown there, and 1,900 yards receiving, 145 receptions, 16 touchdowns. So yeah, they were looking for that to continue, and well, he was plagued with injuries too, so that plays a huge part in the game, and just a lot of money. Like we've been seeing a lot of these transactions, like guys getting released or traded. It's just a lot of money that is owed to them, and they're just, maybe they saved. I don't know the stats, the money part on me on Devontae, but maybe they saved a little bit of money there so they could continue to sign people.
Yeah, I think they did, and I think he went to Seattle. I mean, who knows? I don't know if I want to say on purpose so he could play the Rams twice, but it definitely does feel like that. I mean, maybe I don't know if um that was the place that was gonna give him the most money, But definitely a good opportunity for him. You know, they got a new quarterback. They still got a young head coach. But yeah, obviously he'll have probably a lot of looks. He'll probably have a lot of targets. He'll probably get a lot of receptions. You know, be a good guy for Sam Darnold. And
Yeah, from what I understand too, he went to Washington. So he went to Eastern Washington, and it's kind of, I think he put something out there where he said homecoming or going back home or something
yeah,
like that. So I think maybe that played a big part in his decision. I mean, also, yeah, some of these guys, this is like a little incentive for them, maybe a chip on their shoulder. Play their ex team twice, and that way you can go ahead and show. Let me show you what you're missing out on.
yeah, show them what they
Put up some
let
good
go.
stats.
You know, it'd be real
Yeah,
funny if
yeah,
he
yeah.
does one
Rub
of
it in the
those.
face.
Yeah, it'd be real funny if he does another one of those seasons where he'll drop 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I mean, anything could go, right? So he probably needs to prove or wants to prove not only to himself that he can get back up to that, but to prove his ex team, and prove to his new team, like, hey, I'm worthy. Thank you for having confidence in me, and let's go play some football.
Yeah, but I definitely think the Rams saw Devontae as the better receiver. You know, they saw that he was more consistent, getting 1,000 yards and putting out more touchdowns. And like I said, he was probably less injury prone than Kupp. I mean, he's only a year older, so they definitely probably were like, hey, we want you. We think you're the better fit for us as of right now. You know, obviously they saw Matt Stafford, and Matt Stafford was the one who was throwing Kupp the ball when he had that insane year-breaking year. But yeah, they move on. Um, Seattle gets another weapon for Sam Donald because Sam Donald was playing with Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, and Aaron Jones. So now he has the new change of scenery. So hopefully, those guys could mesh well together and do
Yeah, I
good.
agree with you. I agree with you. I like the Rams, uh, their addition and how that team looks. Especially with Matt Stafford, who I think just has a little bit more of that veteran. He's opposed to Sam Donald, who had that year with the Niners where he didn't do much there, and then he had that breakout year with the Vikings. Right, gets this big cash, and now he's got like the whole team to carry on his back. And so I think Sam Darnold has a lot more on his plate than the other team.
Most definitely, especially because Seattle's offensive line isn't the best. So we'll see how he will do this past season. I
Yeah.
mean, I know I'm pretty sure Minnesota's offensive line was banged up for most of the year, but they were still really solid. So we'll see how that goes. But Seattle also made another signing. They signed DeMarcus Lawrence to, I'm pretty sure, a 3-year deal, and he said, quote unquote, Dallas is my home, but I know I'm not gonna win a Super Bowl there. And Micah Parsons responded with, this what rejection and envy look like. This some clown crap. And DeMarcus
Oh.
Lawrence responded back saying, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe if you spent less time tweeting and more time winning, I wouldn't have left. Who do you agree with? I mean,
Hey, he's telling the truth right there. He's saying, hey,
yeah,
these guys, you got to put some more work in. Yeah, stop tweeting, stop playing video games. Uh, uh, get back to studying film and just. But yeah, it sounds like two kids going at it and just talking smack back and forth. Um, but yeah, I would say what's his name, Lawrence.
yeah,
Yeah, he's yeah, maybe there's some truth there. Yeah, it's like he took off. He wants a different
change of scenery.
another change of scenery is always good with his free agents, right? They always want to just go somewhere else where they can get a fresh start. I don't have it in front of me how long he's played with the Cowboys, but it's like, hey, nothing's changed. Like,
Yeah.
I could go. Let me go get paid and go get the same results on another team. So yeah, I mean, there could be some truth there, and I guess Parsons took that to the heart.
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, he's been with the Cowboys since 2014, so he's been there for 10 years. And obviously, they've gone to the playoffs multiple times while he's been there, but they haven't won much. And I see where he's coming from. He's not going to win a Super Bowl there, especially not in the upcoming years. Dak Prescott has that big old contract, eating up a lot of cap space. They aren't able to sign these big free agents. Even though CeeDee Lamb restructured his contract, but I mean, I don't think he's got a better chance winning in Seattle.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, he did. He didn't really go to even though they
Yeah,
were they were second there. They didn't make the playoffs, but
and I know the
um,
Commanders are a great team, and there's
yeah.
Philly that they got that the Cowboys have to compete with. And I know Dak Prescott was injured last year, but I don't think Seattle's a better spot to go
No,
win a
I
Super
agree with that.
Bowl. If he maybe if he signed with Philly, Philly lost some edge rushers. If he signed with Philly, then it'd be like, okay,
No, I
that's
get
Super Bowl, yeah, Super Bowl rating team. You could
it.
say that, but you go from one team that can't win in the playoffs to another team. It's could be a head scratcher to say something like that. If
Yeah, you're just like I don't know if you upgraded, but
Yeah, I don't know if you
but
upgraded, but
but we'll see how it goes. They just have to play it on the field. They're just bickering through social media. So
yeah, most definitely they gotta see. But yeah, I don't think Seattle's a better spot to win than Dallas. But I think that'll wrap it up all for today. I'd like to thank my guest, my uncle, for joining me. Thank you all for listening. Don't thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget to turn your notifications on so you're alerted when we post or when we upload. Until next time, stay ready.